Hey guys, it's mcfixit here. I am taking this disc and creating it out of a pre-used dye bed, and I will show you all the tools and supplies and how you can create a sweet looking disc just like this with just a few tools and the supplies. And I also get to reuse a lot of the supplies you've already done in a previous video, and has some really cool kind of effects and textures to it that came out really sweet looking on this disc. Here, I'm going to show you how you can reuse a glue bed for a second disc dye. This one just came out of here. Looks really awesome. But I want to be able to reuse this, to be able to save some supplies. So I'll walk you through all the tools, the supplies, and how you can do this yourself. First thing you're going to want is a new disc. We are going to remove it, the stamp with some acetone and cotton balls. You may need some denatured alcohol, especially with the glue. This really just helps get that glue off of there. 3-in-1 silicone, a blowtorch, Dawn dish soap and water, probably some extra glue. We're going to be using worm dip, which I really kind of like. We're going to be using blue and red. We're going to need some different droppers. And I also have some saran wrap, because once I get done with this, I normally cover it for another day. Then a bunch of little tools over here as well. So let's go ahead and jump on in. We're going to remove the stamp first. So normally it just takes a cotton ball. This thing got pretty tore up. You can't get it with your fingers anymore, so a pair of scissors work really well. And then you just get a good little dab on there. And you will see that this acetone eats through this stamp, and it will turn it kind of a silvery color from gold, and then it will take it down to pretty much nothing. It always has that indentation. And then they also mark these, which I can't stand, with a big X. So if anybody ever watches this, stop doing that. Who works at the factory, because it's just annoying. I know they do it because they want to, and they say they never send a disc that's not marked out of their factory, but it would sure be nice if we didn't have to worry about that. I also wear gloves always, just because I don't want this everywhere. So we'll go ahead and set that off to the side. We're going to go ahead and grab our pre-used pan. You can tell it is pretty used. The corners are actually pretty hard with glue, but that's okay. I'm just going to kind of push them up into the corner a little bit. Going to mix those both up. Going to add a little bit of glue first. Just going to add it to the center. You will get some of the residue from the previous, or some of the dye from the previous disc dye that you had in the bed, but I don't really mind that. I like them very colorful. So we're gonna go ahead and start with the red. I get a dropper that had something similar to red in it before. Well, it just naturally came out there, so we'll put a couple drops over here, a couple drops over here. Do the same thing with the blue. One of the things I love about this quick coat is these things last forever. I feel like I've made many dyes and not had to buy any more since the initial purchase, which is pretty nice. The beautiful thing about doing this as well is you kind of get to choose what happens and how it happens. And if you like what you're doing or don't like what you're doing, you can just kind of edit it for the next time you do it. And because it's whatever dye is on top is kind of the nice thing as well. That's what dye comes through. I'll leave it there. I like that so far. I'm going to grab a 3-in-1. This does help you get some kind of cells to some degree. You can see some of the cells actually in the dead center of that. I do it just because it gives it different shapes. Again, you kind of do whatever you want. You just kind of poke that down in, and And I do wipe it off between colors. So you can kind of see with that 3-in-1 that some cells have formed in it. I'm liking that right there. I'll go ahead and give you a little close up. You can see that it has created some cells in it, not a ton. My goal was not to get it super saturated with that. So now that I have all of that down, I put some 3-in-1. I'm going to go ahead and kind of mix it up and get it to kind of change design and color combos. And this is some of the old thicker stuff, so I'm just going to go ahead and remove it. You don't have to do this right here, but I just want it to make sure it goes smoothly. And then you just kind of have fun with it. Move the dye around to create some cool little patterns, zigzags, whatever you want to do. Instead of a blowtorch, I'm actually going to use my heat gun. Does pretty much the same thing, but this is flammable, so I want to make sure I don't hurt myself or anything else. So it might be hard to tell. It doesn't form the normal cells that you're used to, but actually it kind of did separate them out, and that's what I was going for. So we're going to go ahead and pitch that stuff and get our disc. You can put it in however you want, but I like to put it in and push it down. So one side goes in first and goes across. I've just found that that really helps to ensure that you don't get a bunch of air bubbles, and you can kind of see the line going kind of like a crescent moon all the way across. Then I like to push it down evenly, and you'll see everything will kind of rise a little bit just to where it hits that rim. I got it a little too far on that side. So if you go quick, get a Q-tip, you normally can save a lot of it. It is very easy to put it in just a smidgen too far. So as I'm doing, I'm just kind of rotating it around. It might be hard to tell on the camera, but that kind of removes it. And then we'll go ahead and put this underneath the heat lamp for about 2.5 to 3 hours. So let's go ahead and do that now. And let me just show you what that looks like. About 24 inches from up here to down here. Pan is in there, and it'll get up to about 100 degrees. I like to not cook it too hot because I think it's harder to get everything off of it and make it look good. So that's what my method is. So we'll go ahead and leave that in there and be back in just a few seconds for you with a disc reveal. So this is sat for just about 2.5 hours. We're going to go ahead and gently lift it up. And then go ahead and start pushing some of that glue back down into the bed. So one of the things I do like to use is denatured alcohol. This stuff works really well with getting some of the dried glue off. And I use socks sometimes because it just works with scraping some of that excess glue off. And so you don't need a ton. So this process will take about 3 to 5 minutes depending on how hard you are able to push and kind of scrub some of that glue off. You could probably also let this sit in some warm water, and it probably would help remove some of that glue off of it. But I'm just using some elbow grease, denatured alcohol, and you will also see I use some Dawn dish soap and water right here. Both of these things just kind of help break down everything, and it just uses some elbow grease. I got a different sock here just to help speed up the process because the sock does kind of get clumped together. And so just taking your time, cleaning the disc off properly is really good. You can let it soak for a few seconds with that denatured alcohol as well if you'd like. And just keep scrubbing it, cleaning it, making it look nice, checking over the whole area, making sure the backside looks good as well. So overall, I really like how this one turned out. It does take some elbow grease. to get it clean. But man, the coloration on that just looks awesome. You're definitely going to be able to see that no matter where you're at on the course. And if you do have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comment section down below.